Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This is my Chinese Grand Prix reaction. I completely forgot it was a sprint weekend, although I think I mentioned it. So my predictions, I didn't predict the sprint race. From now on in sprint races, there's one next week, next race, not next weekend. In Miami, the next sprint race is gonna be. I should have predicted the top three for the sprint and quali for the sprint as well, the pole position for the sprint. I didn't do that this weekend, so we're just going to have to go off what we did have, which I don't mind. Anyway, so yeah, from now on we'll move on to doing sprint races, predictions on sprint race weekends, but for the first one I didn't, unfortunately. Just completely forgot about it, and we will move on to it from future weeks, but for now, let's just react to the race. It was a very interesting race, to be honest. Max won by a considerable margin, unfortunately, so that side of it wasn't interesting. But, Lando Norris drove a good race, secured another podium for the season. I think that's his second podium. I think he finished P3 in Australia behind the two Ferraris. Sergio Perez came third. Lando did beat Perez on pace today, so maybe Perez is not showing the same sort of consistency, but he still had a very good start to the season, to be fair to him. The two Ferraris lacked pace a bit. I think Sainz said after the race their fighting at the start kind of pushed each other and might have cost them a little bit of time over the race. I don't really buy that. They were, 10 seconds? Well, Leclerc was 4 seconds off Perez. Maybe that would have helped them get a podium, but I don't buy that it cost them that much. Carlos finished 10 seconds behind Leclerc. I don't really buy that. And obviously Hamilton drove a good race, going all the way from 18th through to 9th position on the final bit. Piastri, I've decided to forget one of the big talking points of the race. Lance Stroll deciding to assassinate Daniel Ricciardo. Very poor from Stroll. Very, very poor from Stroll. And that led to a lot of damage to Ricciardo, which forced him to retire. Also probably left some diffuser damage on Piastri. That's what McLaren said after the race. They said I think they lost 4 tenths a lap after that contact due to the damage to the diffuser on Piastri's car, which is, would have probably meant that's probably why he finished behind Fernando Alonso. Although he might have done anyway. I don't really know. But yeah, overall, interesting weekend. More points for Haas, albeit 1 point, but still points on the board. And he's created some interesting things in the championship standing. Still a Red Bull 1-2 in the standings, and a Ferrari 3-4, McLaren 5-6. But Norris has closed in on the Ferraris a bit, and Leclerc and Sainz still not far behind Checo Perez. Things can happen. But Max has pulled out that 25-point lead, a win lead, within, 5 races, and he's had a DNF in one of them. It's just diabolical, that bloke. But yeah, Constructors' Championship, obviously Red Bull have a healthy lead, Ferrari second, McLaren third. Mercedes just about fourth, but Hamilton's letting the team down a bit there. So, yeah. Anyway, that's enough me waffling about the race. The more I'm talking about it, there really was not many talking points in that race. A lot of safety cars. I don't remember what caused the safety car. But I know the second safety car was caused by Stroll deciding to kill people under the safety car. Oh, the first one was caused by Bottas retiring. But, yeah. That wasn't significant. He might have been able to score points. He had a good weekend, but I don't think it cost much, really. But you know what? My predictions this weekend, which we're going to get into now, reacting to the predictions, I think this is our best week so far. Biggest good surprise, I said Alpine. And I'm pretty sure I said they might not score points, but they're going to be close. Now, if we have a look at the Chinese Grand Prix, the gap for Ocon to get points was 2.4 seconds. He finished 11th. Gasly was another 7 seconds, behind Ocon. They were both close, 11th and 13th. I'm saying that, I'm giving myself a point that they were a good surprise. No one expected them to be that close to the points already this season with how bad they started it. And, I mean, this might be contradictory, but I'm going to give it anyway. My stinker of the day was Williams. Albon finished 12th. I think that's not bad. He could have secured a point, but his teammate finished 17th. Maybe I shouldn't give myself this one, but I'm going to give it because Williams didn't really look like scoring points in the weekend. And it looked like Alpine were more likely to. And I think having been overtaken in pace by Alpine, I don't know if they have, but to a degree it seemed like they had. To have done that already shows they're going a little bit. They're not going backwards, but other teams are developing their cars. And Alpine just seemed to be faster on this circuit, to be honest. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't really know. My driver of the day was Carlos Sainz. Didn't come off. Lando Norris won driver of the day. I didn't expect McLaren to be this fast around China. To be completely honest, I thought Ferrari would be faster than McLaren. That didn't come off. So, yeah, no Carlos Sainz for driver of the day. Lando Norris got it. I didn't think China was going to suit McLaren's car, and yet they pulled off a very, very decent race result. Ferrari a little bit further behind. My pole position, I went with Max Verstappen. I got that right. I think that's probably the most predictable one on the grid. You know, a race win, that could be a bit of an upset, but like what happened in Australia, a Max DNF. But Max, he's got pole in every race so far this season. It's not looking like he's going to drop that anytime soon either. He is doing a very good job. Moving on to the podium now. I put Carlos Sainz third. Again, that was just me saying Ferrari will be faster than McLaren this weekend, and McLaren will not suit the track. That didn't happen. It seemed like McLaren suited the track a lot more than we all expected, and suited the track more so than Ferrari, which is what meant Ferrari did not finish with either of their car in third. Leclerc actually finished ahead of Sainz, so that makes that prediction arguably a bit worse even. But yeah, I put Sainz third. Second, I went with Sergio Perez. I thought he was going to continue that incredible consistency, be quite close to Max. He's never going to be that close to Max, but a little bit, decently close to Max. Not with a car in the middle. That didn't come to fruition either. He ended up finishing third. I thought if he was going to finish third, there might be a Ferrari sneaking in there, like a Sainz or a Leclerc, but it ended up being a McLaren, which, as I've said many times, I did not expect that McLaren pace. Lando Norris ended up finishing second. Then the race winner, I said Max Verstappen. I got it right. I think we all kind of saw that coming. I will go away from Max Verstappen soon, although next weekend's Miami, a track where we've raced twice and Verstappen has 2 wins. So maybe I won't go away from the Max Verstappen wins next weekend. But hopefully, soon enough, we'll be turning away from Max Verstappen wins. I hope. My one crazy prediction was Mercedes will outscore McLaren. I think they did in the sprint, and I think Russell outscored Piastri in the race. Hamilton had a poor Saturday qualifying, and put him on the back foot a bit for the race. Could only manage P9, but I think he would have taken that at the start of the race, starting P18 if he was in a good car, he might have expected a bit more, but that Mercedes is still not looking too fast, so to take P9 is very positive for him, and they would have outscored McLaren over the weekend had it not been for the phenomenal drive of Lando Norris to finish P2, although Oscar would have probably been faster and a little bit higher up had it not been for him getting kamikaze bombed by Stroll. I guess by Ricciardo, but Stroll made that a little bit worse. Either way, that is going to wrap up my Chinese Grand Prix reaction, but before I wrap it up, I just want to say I have not been sticking to that Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday schedule very well, and this is on a Tuesday, So that kind of proves that. But I'm going to try to get back into routine very, very soon. However, I am thinking about uploading a few gaming videos, as just not on Saturday, Sunday, or Wednesday. I plan to keep them for what this channel's meant to be, which is clacky F1 and football. That sort of stuff will still be posted on Saturdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. But I'm thinking some additional videos might just come out. You might just see random videos on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just random ones. I don't really know whether I'm going to do that. I'm just thinking about it. But yeah, that is going to wrap up this video now. Let me know what you think about that. That is going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.